What happened after the breakup? You feel it in your bones, the sound of empire cracking, a fissure widening beneath you. In 1911, the Supreme Court struck its hammer down. Standard Oil, once the unchallenged sovereign of oil, was to be dismantled. Imagine John Rockefeller standing in the eye of that storm, his life's work sliced into 34 separate companies. This was no gentle divorce. It was a rupture that echoed through boardrooms, stock tickers, and the very soul of American industry. Yet from that fracture came a new crucible, a moment that would define not only Rockefeller's legacy, but the blueprint for every titan who followed. Belief is born in the furnace of crisis. Rockefeller did not recoil. He had mastered supply lines, logistics, and negotiation, but now he faced a test of character. He chose clarity over confusion. While the world saw a broken monopoly, he envisioned 34 laboratories for innovation. Each daughter company became an experiment in efficiency, branding, and agility. Standard Oil of New Jersey evolved into Exxon. Standard Oil of New York became Mobil. Other fragments transformed into Chevron, Amoco, and Sohio. In the fragmentation, Rockefeller recognized a profound truth. Great visionaries never cling to old forms. They adapt their vessel to the waters at hand. Clarity is not passive, it is the ruthless shedding of what no longer serves. When Carnegie sold his steel holdings to Morgan, he did not lament lost opportunity. He funneled millions into libraries, schools, and science. Rockefeller understood that legacy is not merely the empire you build, but the impact you leave. He poured his personal fortune into the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research, the University of Chicago, and the Rockefeller Foundation. Through philanthropy, he reshaped the future of medicine, education, and the very idea of giving back. Vision demands forward motion, and discipline transforms vision into reality. After the breakup, Rockefeller rose before dawn, as he always had, walking those same gravel paths in Cleveland, where he first sniffed crude oil from a sketch prospectus. He enforced the same rigor on his new holdings, compiling performance reports midnight, insisting on ledger clarity down to the penny. Yet his purpose had shifted. No longer driven solely by accumulation, he sought to multiply human potential. Action without resilience is brittle. Resilience without action is impotent. Rockefeller taught us resilience by rewriting his role. From oil czar to elder statesman of global betterment, he convened conferences, encouraged scientific inquiry, and used his network, once devoted to pipelines and rail rebates, to catalyze social progress. When cholera struck Cuba, his hospitals treated thousands. When famine gripped Russia, his aid saved lives. His adaptability was not born of surrender, but of strategic redirection, an empire of influence rather than control. Purpose is not static. It is sculpted by every triumph and setback. Rockefeller's purpose evolved from building an oil monopoly to proving that wealth, responsibly wielded, can uplift civilization. He wrote in his journals about the granting hand of philanthropy, a principle that Morgan would echo as he organized U.S. steel and laid railroads, and that Edison would embody by illuminating the world and opening laboratories to all who dared to dream. Legacy is the final offering of our journey. In the wake of the Standard Oil breakup, Rockefeller's legacy transcended barrels and profits. It thrived in research laboratories, in schools where students debated ethics and economics, in hospitals where patients found hope. He lived long enough to see his grandchildren become doctors, teachers, and entrepreneurs. His name became synonymous not just with ruthless efficiency, but with an enduring commitment to human progress. Adaptability remains the keynote of transformation. The oil industry itself evolved natural gas, synthetic fuels, renewable energy. Yet every successor to Standard Oil carried the dare of Rockefeller's discipline, his systematic tracking of costs, his unyielding pursuit of quality. Today, when we drill shale plays or harness the wind, we build on foundations he laid in the muddy fields of Io. So what truly happened after the breakup? The world learned that empire's strength is not measured by its unity, but by its capacity to reinvent itself. Rockefeller understood that power conferred responsibility, and when institutional power fractured, purpose must multiply. He did not lament the dissolution of Standard Oil. He celebrated the birth of 34 catalysts for progress. He showed us that the mightiest structures may crumble, but the principles that built them, vision, discipline, resilience, live on in every new enterprise, every philanthropic endeavor, every innovation that pushes humanity forward. Let this be your clarion call. When your own walls split, when your most trusted strategy fails the test of time, when the Supreme Court of your life delivers its verdict, do not see a death knell. See a crucible. In that moment, you can choose to collapse or to refine. You can cling to what was, or you can forge what will be. Channel the spirit of Rockefeller's relentless conviction. Every setback is a school, every loss a lesson, and every fragmentation an invitation to build again and better than before. And here, at the crescendo of this journey, know this: your true empire lies not in what you own, but in what you give birth to. When the foundations shift, when the heartbeat of certainty fades, let the rhythm of possibility surge stronger, because empires may fracture, but the human spirit, when fueled by purpose and guided by unwavering belief, becomes unstoppable. What happened after the breakup was not an end. It was the dawning of an era where power was measured not by conquest, but by contribution. Your challenge now is to walk that same path, to redefine your legacy, to expand your vision, to cultivate resilience in every fragment of your life. Rise from the rupture, and let your next chapter blaze brighter than the last.